Welcome to our budgeting workshop. I'm Peter, Tiller Money's founder. In my experience, most people, in fact, the vast majority of people, can't accurately predict where their money will go this month. And that makes planning for the month, let alone planning for the long term, extremely difficult. In normal times, when income is more predictable, that leads to a baseline level of stress. Add in economic headwinds or a loss of income, and it's scary not to know where your money is going. I want to show you how you can build a budget in a Google Sheet in 5 minutes for free, forever, right now. There are many reasons why you might rather wash the dishes in the sink or take the dog for a walk instead of diving into your finances. I get it, but I will promise you that the time you spend focusing on your money will be rewarded with less anxiety, a heightened sense of control, and more progress towards the goals that your money is supporting, being it getting out of debt, saving for something important, or anything else. You can do this, so let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is open this free Google Sheets template. This is an ultralight version of our popular Tiller Money Foundation template. You'll find the link is in the description. Now you want to make your own private copy of this template and give it a name that reflects your intent. There are 3 sheets in this ultralight Tiller Foundation template. Let's get started in the second sheet, the category sheet. I want you to define your own categories. Now don't get stuck here, you can change them later. We've suggested a few categories. You can delete these all and create your own, or you can use these as a starting place and then revise, delete, and add others. The categories are organized by groups, and this will come in handy when we look at our budget report. Here we've proposed 2 simple groups of categories for expenses. The first is discretionary. These are expenses that are easier to increase or decrease in a given month. The other expense group is living. Think of these as fixed expenses like heat and groceries that are non-negotiable or less negotiable and harder to change. And finally, we have a category type column. This is simply whether the category is an income or an expense. I want to add a few categories in here to make this reflect our situation. In our family, we have 2 incomes. So I'm going to create a second income category for my wife, and I'll call it freelance income. I also want to add a category for home improvements, something we're trying to prioritize right now. If you're like me and you want to keep things tidy, you can arrange the categories so they're clustered in a logical fashion. Now we're going to create a budget for each category. Now, you're going to get this wrong. In your first month, your proposed budget may be way off, and that's okay. Budgeting is an interactive process, and you're going to get more accurate over time. You'll come back and you'll laugh at some of these budget numbers next month, but don't let that stop you. Let's fill this out nevertheless. So this is May, and I'm going to budget $50 for eating out and $100 here for clothing and gear. I have some other budgets in my clipboard to keep this moving along, so I'm going to paste them in now too. Next, we're going to visit the transaction sheet, and I'm going to add in a few more rows so we have plenty of space. So starting at the beginning of the current month, you can look at your credit card and checking statements to see and remember what you spent a few weeks ago. Going forward, you can keep this updated each day as you continue to spend. So for us, on the first of the month, we had food to go here at the Mazamas store, and that was a $17 expense. And the next day, we purchased some shoes at Amazon for $32. To keep this video moving fast, I'm going to paste in the rest of my transactions. All right, now we have every transaction we've had so far this month. Next, let's look at the monthly budget sheet. First, we'll choose the month we want to report. I'm going to change this from January to May. Now this sheet and its reports come alive. My planned cash flow is going to be $515 positive. My current cash flow, only partway through the month, is $978. We can see my spending budget of $29.85 and actuals of $26.94. And similarly, I can see my income budgeted and actuals. As the month goes, these will continue to update. Your budget is likely going to be way off, maybe wildly off. And that's okay. In fact, this sheet might look downright disastrous. You've just taken a huge step forward by getting all your numbers into one place. That's a victory, so keep at it, and you're going to see all your numbers slowly start to improve. Now, depending on where you are with income and expenses, you might get your budget right-sized next month or maybe next year. If making things better means a different source of income or a change to your housing expense, for example, that's going to take time. So whether change happens slowly or quickly, this budget is going to be your guide to help you get there. Moving further down this report, we can see that all of my expenses are totaled by category, and each category is organized by group, and each group is organized by type. And this is where those extra columns from the category sheet are helping us. The first column of numbers shows my budget. The second column shows my actual income and expenses. And the final column shows where I have budget remaining or where I spent beyond my budget. I can see that we're running over on gear and clothing. Similarly, we're running hot with charitable giving and groceries. As you add more transactions, this report will continue to be updated. Come next month, you can roll this report forward by selecting the next month here. And you'll want to revisit the category sheet and enter in next month's budget here too. I've just shown you how to create your own budget in Google Sheets. If you want to take this to the next level with automated daily feeds of all your transactions and balances from every bank account you own, sign up for Tiller Money's service. Tiller Money will make sure that your transaction sheet always has your latest spending and income each day. Having it all in one place is transformative. Try it. Dive into this spreadsheet I've just shared with you today. You can be one of the few that actually knows where your money is going.